Welcome back to Probably Unlimited Games. So the first order of business is that the bi-weekly option for the poll we ran won quite decisively, so you won't be hearing from us for next week. That being said, Matt has been very busy this week rebuilding our entire villager work system from scratch. Let me read you some of his notes. Realized how much I hate trying to make UI. The UI is failing to pull villager info. Don't know why. I think our source control keeps screwing us over and not saving everything like it's supposed to. Widget Switcher is technically working, but it's not displaying anything correctly. Why won't these UI elements line up properly like they're supposed to? And fuck it. Tim can deal with the UI when he finally gets off his ass and starts doing art stuff. So yeah, Matt had a fun week. That being said, he actually did accomplish quite a bit. We were originally going to only have a couple of villagers with jobs, and then the rest would do menial stuff like hauling wood and sitting around waiting for you to feed them. However, we quickly realized that the incentive structure that builds is actually not what we want. After all, if you just have a bunch of useless eaters, the player isn't really incentivized to keep them alive for any reason other than petty things like morals, ethics, and the gnawing sense of guilt you would get from letting those who would depend on you suffer and die from starvation, rather than, actual gameplay stuff. Anyway, we came up with a much better system with more varied tasks that you can assign to the villagers. I won't go into too much detail since we don't have it completely hammered out yet, but you will eventually be able to do things like assign villagers to take pine resin and turn it into pitch, cook food for the whole village, gather wood, plant snares for small game, and a lot more. Honestly, the simpler system probably would have been fine, all things considered. For the scope of the game, we probably should have just stuck with something simpler, but we can't leave well enough alone, can we? So now we're rebuilding the entire system from scratch. Well, I'm not. Matthew is, and he's very angry about it. Steve, and not Steve, wonder what this work is. They have no point of reference for such a thing. They do not know motion or action or breath. They have never moved under their own power, and, technically, they never will. Their bodies are controlled by behavior trees and binary. They merely ride along, seeing through sightless eyes, feeling through digital skin. They watch, they wait. Will this work be any different than the digital stillness they've been subjected to? Only time will tell. Anyway, like and subscribe. It really does help.